Firefighters making progress this evening on a fast-moving blaze near Quincy that prompted level 3 go now evacuation notices within a few hours of starting.
And look for warm, breezy weather tonight, and I'm tracking even warmer temperatures coming up this weekend in your First Alert weather forecast.
And 2 years after a groundbreaking partnership formed to tackle domestic violence cases, we're checking on the progress.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. In an emotional press conference this afternoon, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office announced they had found the remains of a woman who went missing from her home near Pasco in 2019. The remains of Estela Torres Rodriguez were found the week of July 3rd, just southeast of Connell. While authorities declined to go into detail behind the tip that led them to her body, they said two people remain their top suspects in the case. Those are Estela's son, Clemente Rodriguez Torres, and her estranged husband, Tiburcio Rodriguez. Those are both charged with murder in this case. After 4 years of investigating, Commander Marcus Connor with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office says Estela's case has stayed with many investigators on and off the clock.
It's heartbreaking. It really is. And we understand that there's humans involved here, and we take that personal when somebody does that to somebody in our community. And we're going to do everything we can to bring them justice.
Now, Commander Connor says Tiburcio is still believed to be in Mexico and hiding from authorities. There is an active murder warrant for his arrest. Clemente, Estela's son, maintains he is innocent. His trial is expected to start later this year after several delays. Well, 37 days. That's how long a judge has agreed to wait so that Bryan Kohberger's legal team has time to review material from the grand jury that indicted him. Kohberger is facing murder charges related to the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students last November. His team asked the court for a delay so they have time to go over materials from the grand jury. Once they're done, they may ask for a stay in the legal proceedings. But as of right now, Kohberger is set to go on trial in October. It's been 2 years since Yakima police, prosecutors, and nonprofits got together to form the Yakima Domestic Violence Coalition to prevent victims from falling through cracks in the system. Since then, they've expedited the warrant process for suspects who flee before police arrived. They meet daily to go over all the DV incidents that happened in the past 24 hours, and they've partnered with schools to notify them when kids are involved in these incidents. The latest win? Police no longer need to struggle to get a search warrant so they can get their hands on the text messages inmates send to victims using jail-issued tablets.
We believe that this will increase public safety, at least in the community of Yakima and Valley-wide, for those that use this additional tool to investigate persons who are influencing their offenders, victims, witnesses.
The Yakima Domestic Violence Coalition meets every second Tuesday of the month, usually at the OIC building on Fruitvale. Those meetings are open to the public. Well, tonight, evacuation orders for a large fire in Grant County have been downgraded. This afternoon, the Grant County Sheriff's Office announced that level 3 go now evacuation notices near Quincy have been taken down to a level 2 be ready, which means that people could go back to their homes this afternoon. The fire started yesterday during a red flag warning, quickly grew to almost 4 square miles. FEMA authorized federal funds to help fight this fire, and it is the third time they've taken that step within a matter of weeks. The cause is still under investigation, but we were tracking storms in that area that could have produced a lightning strike during that time. Now, as for today's weather, it has been a lot less stormy than we saw yesterday. Stacey Lee is here with your First Alert forecast.
That's right, Alyssa. It's been a beautiful day, a little bit breezy out there, but again, gorgeous clear skies on our GISA sky cam tonight. Our sunset at 8:48. So again, nice warm weather, pretty average for this time of year. Let's take a look at the temperatures outside right now. Again, on the warm side, a little cooler than we were last night at this time. 90 degrees right now, Tri-Cities, 88 Walla Walla, 87 Yakima, a cool 75 in Cle Elum. So very nice weather this evening. Perfect evening to take a walk, get out and do your gardening, or just enjoy this beautiful summer night. Winds are light right now. We're going to start to see those winds picking up a little bit later on in the evening. Here's what's coming up. Clear and breezy, especially in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Seasonal temperatures will continue to see this weather through Thursday. Guess what? The northern lights could be visible a little bit later this week. We'll get into details about that. And those triple digits, well, they're coming back as well. I'll get to all of that in your First Alert weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. People in need of advanced emergency care can now get treatment here in the Tri-Cities instead of having to travel all the way to Spokane or Seattle. The Washington State Department of Health has designated Cadleck Regional Medical Center as a Level 2 trauma center. It means that the state recognizes that Cadleck has the equipment and the specialists to treat severe injuries. And doctors say being able to offer that care in a hurry could save lives in an emergency.
Once you sustain a traumatic injury or an event that is life-changing, a timer starts. And this timer continues to run until you receive the care that you need to take care of the problem that you have acquired. If you do not receive the care that you need within the first 60 minutes, your mortality increases significantly.
Now, hospital officials say this designation is the result of years of work and investment. The Biden administration has unveiled a 6-point plan to tackle the emerging threat of a dangerous drug mixture, which is sometimes called tranq or zombie drug. The drug is a mixture of fentanyl and animal tranquilizer called xylazine. Xylazine isn't an opioid, so using something like Narcan won't fix an overdose. And since it's an animal tranquilizer, it's not regulated the same way that human drugs are. The Biden administration is looking to improve testing to figure out how widespread this drug is already, and figuring out the best way of treating someone who's been using a drug combination that includes xylazine. New analysis of test scores shows that American students still aren't catching up from setbacks during the pandemic, and in fact, some are doing worse than before. Researchers looked at math and reading scores from around 6.5 million students. Now, while numbers last year showed that students were advancing at about the same pace as they had before the pandemic, this year, test scores showed that progress slowing down. Experts say schools have used federal funding to expand support systems like tutoring and summer learning programs, but that funding is running out. These latest numbers show there is still a lot of catching up to do. Now, here in Washington, a bright spot. The Department of Education says we are one of just 11 states meeting all the federal requirements for special education. The state superintendent says that means Washington schools aren't just providing the basics of special education, they're also seeing results when it comes to those students' test scores and graduation rates. And today, the Biden administration released some proposed measures to try to make childcare more affordable. It would cap childcare copays at no more than 7% of a family's income, and it would encourage states to waive copays entirely for families at or below 150% of the poverty level. The goal here is to make it easier for families to apply for aid and to help childcare providers by ensuring that they get paid when services are provided instead of sometimes weeks later. Now, Washington Senator Patty Murray praised this approach, but she said Congress needs to take action as well. Murray says we must invest in tackling this crisis for good so that families in every zip code in America can find and afford the child care they need, child care workers can earn the wages they deserve, and our economy can grow without being held back as parents are forced to leave the workforce. Well, Microsoft could finalize a deal with video game giant Activision Blizzard within the next few days. A federal judge's ruling paved the way for this $69 billion deal, coming just ahead of the July 18th contractual deadline. The Federal Trade Commission is challenging that deal. They had requested the courts to put it on hold, arguing that Microsoft could withhold popular titles like Call of Duty from rival platforms like Sony PlayStation. But a district court in Northern California says the government hasn't shown that outcome is likely. Microsoft says it won't do it. It's unclear if the FTC will continue its in-house challenge given this federal judge's ruling. Tonight, severe weather is impacting tens of millions of people across the country. While 7 states are still facing extreme, in some cases record-breaking heat, now the Northeast is getting so much rain, they're facing catastrophic floods. ABC's Rena Roy has a look at the damage that is prompting a state of emergency.
Historic flooding hitting parts of Vermont. Some areas getting more than 9 inches of rain in just a day, turning small creeks into raging rivers. The Winooski River in the state's capital rising to its highest level since 1927. President Biden approving an emergency declaration. Andrew Mullen watched on surveillance cameras as his restaurant became inundated with water.
There's about 7 feet of water inside Sam's, to the point that you can barely see the ice machine flipped over. just from the power of the water coming through.
We kept hearing that the flooding was going to start, and we just got in the car.
Paula Schwartz and her family evacuated before the water rose in Ludlow. Her neighbor forced a kayak to her home to check on it.
My next door neighbor, they're in the house and they can't get out.
In Rockland County, New York, north of New York City, the severe rains and flooding causing widespread debris.
We've still got the debris all up against this house from that brook that turned into the giant rapid-filled river during the event.
Meanwhile, 64 million people in 7 states from Florida to California on alert for extreme heat. Phoenix hitting 110 degrees for 11 days straight, a record.
Severe weather is also forecast to hit the plains and the Midwest over the next 2 days, with damaging winds and hail expected. That same system will then move here to the Northeast, which could impact some of the already hard-hit areas. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Here in Eastern Washington, we're tracking more potential fire weather with breezy conditions kind of building and the temperatures on the rise once again. Stacey Lee is tracking your first alert forecast when we return. And as those temperatures rise, the danger to children trapped in hot cars. It's not only those forgotten in their car seats. We're hearing from first responders about one thing parents need to keep in mind. And STCU and Apple Valley News Now are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step to help us all. If you know someone like this, you can nominate them by clicking on contests at applevalleynewsnow.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we choose a volunteer to profile, and STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 donation. So remember, make your nominations at applevalleynewsnow.com. Thank you for doing that, and of course, a big thank you to all volunteers who are making our communities stronger.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
Saddle up and head over to Horse Heaven Saloon in Prosser, a family-owned and operated business in the heart of America's Hop Valley. Come experience in-house brewed craft beer, fresh and unique foods, and much more. It's all waiting for you at the Horse Heaven Saloon in historic downtown Prosser.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest membership savings book, arriving in members' mailboxes this week. You'll find 16 pages of great store-wide savings, including everything you need for your summer activities. At Bi-Mart, our members save more every day.
Best thing I've ever done. That's what Freddie told me.
It was the best thing I've ever done. And
really?
Yes, without a doubt.
I don't have any anxiety about money anymore.
Great people. Different people, that's for sure. And all of them had different reasons for getting a reverse mortgage. But you know what? They all felt the same about two things. They all loved their home, and they all wanted to stay in that home.
If you're 62 or older and own your home, you could access your equity to improve your lifestyle. A reverse mortgage loan eliminates your monthly mortgage payments and puts tax-free cash in your pocket. Call 800-770-5456.
Why don't you call AAG and find out what a reverse mortgage can mean for you.
Call right now to receive your free no-obligation info kit. Call 800-770-5456. 800-770-5456.
This is Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. July 21st at Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back. Bank of America is accused of double dipping on fees, withholding credit card rewards, and opening fake accounts. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau ordered the company to pay more than $100 million to customers and about $90 million in penalties. Another regulatory body also ordered Bank of America to pay $60 million in fines. Now, some of these accusations might sound familiar. They're reminiscent of the Wells Fargo scandal, which also involved millions of bank accounts being opened without customer authorization. Bank of America did not immediately respond to a request for comment. We know credit cards can quickly go from being convenient to being very expensive if you don't pay what you owe on time. But if a proposed rule by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is finalized, it could happen later this year, those late fees could be slashed. They're proposing slashing the automatic late fee to $8 per violation. If an issuer determines that its cost for handling late payments is over $8, that the CFPB proposed rule would let the issuer charge you a higher fee, but it would be no more than 25% of your minimum required payment. Well, we are getting into peak summer weather, but that comes with dangers for kids. Idaho State Police say a toddler died in a hot car over the weekend. Even when it's relatively cool outside, temperatures inside a closed car can rise to dangerous levels quickly. In this case, investigators believe the 2-year-old was playing and somehow got trapped inside the locked vehicle.
25% of the time, infants and children that succumb to heat stroke from being trapped in a vehicle like that happens from kids when the vehicle is left unlocked. They're playing, parents don't know where they went, they're playing hide and go seek, they go hide, they're playing, or they get in the vehicle, accidentally lock the door.
This is the 11th confirmed hot car death so far this year, and first responders say parents should consider a physical reminder, like putting your shoes in the back seat, to make sure you don't forget a child by accident. But of course, always make sure to lock the doors behind you when you leave so that curious kids aren't trapped in a vehicle by accident.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And that's a good reminder to look before you lock as well. Let's start with our Legend Sky Cam tonight on Columbia Point. Beautiful evening, nice clear skies. Still have my spider web on the camera. Got to get that cleaned off. Our sunset tonight at 8:48. So we're looking at beautiful weather on the warm side, but pretty typical for this time of year. 74 Cle Elum, 81 Ellensburg, 87 Yakima. Moving into the Columbia Basin, we see the 80s and 90s here, and from the low 80s to the upper 80s in the foothills of the Blues this evening. So great looking weather outside. Planning your evening tonight. Tri-City is going to be pretty pleasant by 8 p.m. So I don't know, I've been sitting on my patio a lot and enjoying my garden, and that's a good thing to do this evening. In Yakima, can hit the swimming pool, and again, those temperatures already down in the 80s by 6. We're dropping down to the lower 80s by 8 p.m. And in Walla Walla, great night for a evening barbecue on the patio with temperatures pretty pleasant in the upper 80s at 7 and dropping down to the low 80s by 8 p.m. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar, see what's happening. That ridge of high pressure is now starting to move out. We have another weak disturbance moving in, mainly going to bring moisture to the state line with Canada here, Vancouver, BC area. Going to see a little bit of moisture there, maybe a little bit of wraparound moisture across the northern Cascades. We're going to remain dry and mostly clear. However, we will see a few of those clouds making their way across the Cascade Mountains into the eastern portion of the state. So let's take a look at our futurecast. Again, we see a few of those clouds on the west side as we get into our Wednesday morning. We'll see a little round of cloud cover in the morning. Should be very pleasant, maybe a little on the cool side. I had to grab a jacket this morning for walking the dogs, but I wanted to point out at midnight, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, nice clear skies. And as we go through the evening and into our Thursday, it's going to be a beautiful clear day. Now, why I'm pointing this out is we've been talking and hearing a lot about the northern lights. And again, there's a solar storm that's been producing a chance of these northern lights coming up Wednesday night, and even a stronger chance on Thursday night. So some pointers is to get out, find a place with no light pollution. Higher elevations are best if you can make it up to some hillside that's kind of in the dark. Scan the skies. Just because it's northern lights doesn't mean they're just in the north. And the best time for viewing, 10 to 2 a.m. So again, that's Wednesday and Thursday. And if you happen to grab a great photograph of those, please send them in to us. We'd love to see those. Our wind speeds right now, a little bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley. See Ellensburg with 17-mile-an-hour winds. We're about 10-mile-an-hour winds right here in the Tri-Cities. Light winds along the foothills of the Blues this evening. We're going to see those winds start to pick up, particularly in those mountain gaps like Ellensburg and the Yakima Valley, and of course the Columbia River Gorge. A little bit breezy through the Columbia Basin, moving through our day, getting into our Wednesday morning. We'll start to see those winds pick up again, so look for another breezy day, especially in the morning, and those winds picking up later in the day in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, decreasing overnight on Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday. Also got a few fires burning around the area, as you can see, but most of the smoke and activity has been out of the area. However, we could start to see some smoke building up Pendleton, Hermiston, and just outside of Tri-Cities tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that and the air quality that goes along with it. Let's check out our temperatures for tonight around the area. Again, we're going to be nice and comfortable for sleeping, 40s and 50s in the Yakima-Kittitas Valley. Columbia Basin will see temperatures once again in the upper 50s, looking good, a little cooler than last night, and temperatures along the foothills of the Blues, same thing, mid-50s. Next couple of days, or tomorrow's daytime highs again, pretty much like today, maybe a few degrees warmer, 94 in the Tri-Cities, 89 in Yakima, and 92 tomorrow in Hermiston. We'll check out that full 7-day forecast coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we'll introduce you to a local Little League team that's now headed for state competition. That's coming up.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Next ET, we're counting down to Barbie with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
There's no toady thing when it comes to Barbie.
Would they consider a sequel?
I'm not. Are you sick of me yet?
Are you kidding me? Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Stan, where's Alice? She's supposed to stay with us.
Oh, shoot. Where could she?
Hey everybody, I'm Alice. I'm new here. The new zipline ride looks so fun. You go back and forth. Awesome.
And we've lost control of the Alice situation.
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
I mean, she's a natural spokosaur who isn't tempted to eat anyone. You know, because she's an herbivore.
Tonight, the deadly flash flooding and historic waves of high heat, where the severe weather is headed. Plus, the NATO summit, where is the alliance headed? More Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630, Bothwell and Hamill.
Top Tree Service is committed to providing the best service and experience possible. From the first call to schedule your estimate, through our final after-service follow-up call ensuring complete satisfaction. Your trees are valuable assets, and we ensure our ISA-certified arborists will protect your investment. The health and safety of your trees are our top priority. Call today to schedule a free estimate and experience the Top Tree Service difference for yourself.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but she hates all that mess. Now there's VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up. VacuTrim stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures the hair shavings. It has 20 trim settings to shape your beard and tame body hair with no mess. Get VacuTrim with free shipping for only $39.95.
Call 1-800-521-6673. That's 1-800-521-6673 or go to vacutrim.com.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we'll be following up with the organization Clean Sweep after they had to pause their water ministries in Pasco. And Jason Valentine will get you ready for your Wednesday with his first alert weather forecast. See you tomorrow.
Welcome back. The Pacific Little League of Walla Walla has been working hard to fund its upcoming trip to the state championship. Now, to make the trip easier, people in and around the Walla Walla area helped with fundraisers like donations from local restaurants, Milton Freewater Drive-In, car washes, and more. The Walla Walla Suites and Walla Walla Toyota donated $7,500 to help this team cover hotel accommodations, food, and gas expenses. Coach and manager Mike Holden says they're so grateful to the community for their support, and the team is excited to head to the big game.
Determination and desire are just overwhelming. We lost the first game of the tournament, 6-1 to our rival, and they came back and won 5 straight games after that to win the championship. So they're playing good baseball right now to head to the state tournament.
All right, so the team plays in the state championship coming up Saturday at 2 p.m. The tournament goes until July 22nd. And it's good baseball weather out there. We're going to take a final look at that when we come back. But still ahead, catastrophic flooding, prompting a state of emergency in parts of the Northeast. There could be more to come. World News Tonight is tracking that, coming up at 5:30.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
Does your bath or shower need a remodel? Bathfitter can do it all. We'll remove your existing fiberglass tub or shower and replace it with a custom crafted shower or soaker tub. All made in America at our state-of-the-art factory. We rebuild your walls with new drywall and install a custom-made tub or shower with seamless walls in as little as 1 day. All work is guaranteed and built to last. Call your locally owned Bathfitter store now to book your free in-home estimate or visit bathfitter.com.
Next extra, Team Ted Lasso scores big. Succession takes over.
We're all kind of over the moon about it.
And Harrison Ford makes history. We are with the stars as the Emmy nominations drop. Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency.
Plus, receive $1,000 off your new roof when you schedule by the end of July. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Make your outdoor grilling experience one to remember at your locally owned Ace Hardware, where you'll find top brands like Traeger and Weber. Our friendly neighborhood experts will help you find everything you need, including the right fuel to light your fire. We've got a large selection of accessories like covers and utensils, rubs and sauces, and everything you need to enjoy your outdoor space. So come see us at Ace. With service so good, it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Welcome back. You've still got a chance, a small chance at the big prize. No jackpot winners after last night's Powerball drawing. The grand prize now jumps to an estimated $725 million, which is the 7th largest in Powerball history. Next drawing is coming up tomorrow. If you took the cash value, it would be $366.2 million. According to Powerball, there have been 35 consecutive drawings without a winner. The largest ever Powerball prize was over $2 billion, won in California last November. So somebody's going to win.
You can't win if you don't play, Alyssa.
That's what they say.
Apparently that ticket in my purse, not a winner.
Well, okay. But we're winning the lottery on the weather.
That's right. The lottery weather thing has been good. You're right. It's been absolutely gorgeous. And the next few days, and soak it in and enjoy. Look at those temperatures, 80s and 90s in Yakima. A little bit of a warm up on Friday. Then we get a little bit hot into the weekend, but it cools right back off. And then the good thing is we have nice recovery overnight with those temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Tri-Cities, just slightly warmer temperatures here. Of course, we'll hit 98 on Friday, triple digits into the weekend, even 103 on Sunday. Yuck. But then things start to cool back down heading into next week. And the good news is those overnight lows drop down to where you can sleep comfortably, at least at night. And in Walla Walla, similar to Tri-Cities, you'll see those temperatures pretty nice through Thursday, warming up Friday, triple digits for the weekend, cooling back down to the 80s by Tuesday. So not a bad looking forecast.
All right. It's summertime, right?
It is summertime.
Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We're back with Apple Valley News Now tonight at 6.